Hi Sam. I'm glad to see you again. Today, we're going to learn the word
vor,
Hi Alex.
Vor.
What does that mean?
Great question.
vor,
Translates to before in English, and it can also mean in front of. The most common use is in the temporal sense, like talking about time.
That sounds interesting. Are there any false friends with this word?
Yes, there are. Some learners might confuse
vor,
with the English word for, but they have different meanings. Just remember that.
vor,
Relates to time or position.
Can you tell me more about the grammar of
Vor.
Absolutely.
vor,
Is a preposition, so it doesn't have a gender or plural form like nouns do. However, when used in sentences, it often takes the dative case. For example, you might say,
Ich bin vor dem Haus.
which means I am in front of the house.
So, how would I say I was before the meeting?
That's a good one. You would say,
Ich war vor dem Meeting.
here
War,
is the past tense of,
sein.
which means to be.
Where does the word come from?
Interesting you ask. The word
Vor,
comes from Old High German, where it had a similar meaning. Over time, it evolved but kept its core definition related to time and position.
I find that fascinating.
It is. The evolution of words helps us understand how language functions.
Can we break down?
Vor.
Like Lego pieces.
Sure. The word
vor,
is simple and doesn't have a prefix or suffix, but you can think of it as a building block itself. It indicates a position or time relative to something else.
That makes it easier to remember.
Now, let's explore similar words. There are many. For example, we have
vorher,
which means before in a temporal sense. The root is
vor,
and the suffix
hier,
adds to the meaning.
What other similar words are there?
Good question. Here are a few more.
vorstellen,
Means to introduce. Here
vor,
indicates in front, and
stellen,
means to place.
vorbeigehen,
Means to go past. It combines
vor,
and,
gehen,
which means to go.
vornehmen,
Means to plan. The prefix
vor,
suggests doing something in advance.
vorhersagen,
Means to predict, combining.
vor,
With,
sagen,
which means to say.
vorzeigen,
Means to show, with.
zeigen,
Meaning to show.
vorbehalten,
Means to reserve, combining.
vor,
With,
behalten,
which means to keep.
voraussetzen,
Means to assume, where.
setzen,
Means to set. 8. Lastly.
vorschlagen,
Means to suggest, with.
schlagen,
Meaning to hit.
Wow, that's a lot.
Let's practice some real-life situations with.
vor,
How about when you meet someone at a party? You could say,
ich bin vor der Tür,
meaning I am in front of the door.
Let me try.
Ich bin vor der Tür.
Perfect. Now, what about at a meeting? You could say,
ich komme vor dem Meeting,
meaning I come before the meeting.
Ich komme vor dem Meeting.
Did I do it right?
Yes, great job. Lastly, at a restaurant, you could say,
ich war vor dem Essen,
meaning I was before the meal.
Ich war vor dem Essen.
This is fun.
Now, let's talk about gender memory hints. Since
vor,
is a preposition, there's no gender. But remember that when using it in phrases, the nouns that follow will have their own genders.
Got it.
As for usage notes,
vor,
is generally neutral and can be used in both formal and informal settings. Typical collocations might include
vor der Tür, vor dem Essen,
and.
vor dem Haus,
Something to watch out for is the similar sounding,
für,
which means for, but has a very different use.
I see how that could be confusing.
Now, let's go over some example sentences. For instance,
ich war vor einer Stunde hier,
means I was here an hour ago.
So that's how you express time.
Exactly. Another example is,
ich stehe vor dem Spiegel,
meaning I stand in front of the mirror.
That makes sense.
One more could be,
das Buch liegt vor mir,
which means the book lies in front of me.
I'm starting to get the hang of this.
Let's do a quick recall check. First question, what does
vor,
mean?
It means before.
Correct. Second, does it have a gender?
No, it doesn't.
Right. Third, give me a sentence with
vor,
in it.
Ich war vor dem Meeting.
Perfect. Fourth, what's a similar word to
vor,
Vorstellen.
exactly? Last question, what case does it usually take?
It usually takes the dative case.
Great job, Sam. To wrap it up, today we learned about the word
vor,
its meanings, usages, and some similar words. Keep practicing, and you will get even better.
Thanks, Alex. I really enjoyed today's lesson.